Hey, it's party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show, hanging out here in the mothership, which is Studio 22. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We've got a lot of folks in the studio hanging out, and so get ready, folks. It's going to be an action-packed hour of jocularity. That's what we're calling it. Scott Huesing. Scott Huesing, Echo and Ramadi, is in the studio. We're going to be talking to you because you just did something amazing, which we'll get into in a moment. The puppet master, the perfectionist, Mark, is at the helm, driving the mothership into the nether regions. We'll see where we go. I love how we work so hard, Mark. We don't go anywhere. We don't do anything.
We just stay here.
Kind of sit right here. Yeah. And Candace, the queen of the Ethiopians. Would you know, Candace, I mentioned you on stage last night, Oklahoma City.
Oh, no. Why?
I did. I brought you up. And everybody clapped and cheered for Candace, the queen of the Ethiopians.
And here I was.
I was talking about how diverse I am as a person, as a white hillbilly redneck that wears a cowboy hat.
You get points for me being here.
There's some points. There's some points. We can't figure out where you're from, but that's, I said I got. Hang on now. Don't interrupt. What? Say it.
No, I'm just saying there was a people thought the waitress was Candace.
That was 2 nights ago.
That's where I moonlight.
Yeah, that was 2 nights ago. There was a waitress in there, and the guy, he's talking to me. He's so excited to be there. He's like, "Oh my God, dude, I can't believe I'm hanging out with you." And he's like, "Holy crap, is that Candace right there?" And I was like, "No, she works here." So yeah, Candace, you're famous. I don't know if you realize it or not. You're famous. But no, I was talking about how diverse I was. I was talking about all the people that work with her. Willie, my gay Cubano agent, he was in town. My Jewish manager, Arthur, and all the different. I've talked about Steve being a hippie, and I said some other things about Steve, and then I said Candace. We don't know where she's from, right?
Mystery.
It's a mystery, but that's okay. You're not white, and that's all that really matters.
That's all that really
all
matters.
that really matters. Party foul, Steve. Hot news, Natalie, hanging out at the pub. You guys got an army over there, and guns.
The Marines have invaded today. So.
I know, and
Natalie,
and Natalie,
the Army. And the what?
I'm sure Natalie's had a lot to do with a lot of Marines over the years, but now you're Army.
Army.
You're go Army now.
Go Army. Beat Navy.
I got a joke I want to say right now, and I just can't say it. We'd have to
Stop.
start the whole show over.
Stop.
I'll say it when we go to break. If you're watching, if the Fact Pack's on here watching, I'll type out what I was thinking in this moment on our live feed on YouTube. Hey, guys, we're going to be in Tomball, Texas this weekend. Cooper Wade, myself, the Texas legend Steve Helms is going to be with us on Sunday night. But we've got a show at District 249 there in Tomball. We're also going to be back because that one, I think, is pretty much sold out. So we added another date, and that's going to be on August 2nd on Sunday night. Then Party Foul Steve and I are headed out to Salt Lake City for a weekend of shows. Isn't that right?
Yeah, Salt Lake City.
Yeah. So we're back on the road, folks. And we need to sell some tickets to the Salt Lake City show because we haven't promoted it. And Salt Lake's always been real good to us. I love going to Salt Lake City.
Yep.
Pretty people.
Beautiful place.
Beautiful place. It's a fun place.
It's a good time.
It's good times, baby. We're going to get in.
Park City right down the road, too, is good.
Yeah, gorgeous, dude.
Yeah.
I need to go see Jack Carr while I'm out there.
He's up in
there.
Yep.
Hiding out in the woods with his bows and arrows. Anyway, we're going to talk to Scott Huesing. He's had a big old adventure. He's still right in the middle of it, so we're going to talk to him and get the full scoop. Hang tight. We will be right back. All right, big things going on, and you've just kind of who are you, Scott Huesing? I don't even know who you are anymore. I saw you left California on a motorcycle, and you transformed into Sons of Anarchy on social media as you traveled. You got the Bret Michael thing going on. We both lie silent and still in the dead of the night. Yeah.
This one's for you, Brett.
Yeah. How many are you a 1%er now? How many people have you killed on this trip?
I have none. I actually hit a mouse. I ran over a mouse on I-15 leaving California.
Did you really? How do you run over a mouse on a motorcycle?
I saw the whole thing unfold in front of me. It was surreal, like a Pixar looking up at me. No, and Yeah, but that's
You
it.
can get 15 years
no
in
bruises,
California.
no bumps,
Yeah.
no casualties.
Yeah, if you hit a turtle.
That would be. There's been a lot of roadkill.
Is there?
I've avoided it, but
So
it's been good.
Save the Brave, which of course is the organization. Yep. Pete's got it. Pete's sitting over here, repping the Army over here. Save the Brave. You guys have been, and y'all have been doing the podcast for a while.
Yep.
And what possessed you to get on your bike and go coast to coast?
Well, I started from Temecula, California, where I live, and then South Carolina, and everyone's been giving me a lot of grief, like, oh, you picked the worst month in July. Well, the month picked me because my good friend and high school buddy, and he's a Navy vet, he killed himself last month, drank himself to death. And when his folks asked me to come out to South Carolina around they live in Spartanburg, to give the eulogy, I just decided to hop on my bike instead of flying because of the COVID. And honestly, you know how much we travel, and I just needed to get out for myself.
Yeah.
And Nick Velez, who's sitting over there next to Party Foul, he's the president of Save the Brave. He's in the book. He started all this, and when I told Nick I was going to ride across the country, he said, you know what, sir, when people find out you're doing this, it's kind of going to blow up. And then I called Pete. I said, hey, I'm riding. So Pete takes off work in the middle of the podcast, dropped a brand new podcast called The Prison Chronicles, and yet he's got a computer, working in the truck. He's doing but he's following me and supporting me. And then along the way, every city we've stopped in, from east to west, we hit Tucson, Pecos, Argyle, Meridian, Mississippi, Atlanta, Spartanburg, and then on the way back, we picked up Birmingham and Shreveport, and then now we're back here in Dallas, Fort Worth area to do a couple of events. But we've raised over $20,000.
Awesome.
People it's just been miraculous connecting with total strangers. Some I've known for all of a week and a half, and they've opened up their homes and donated and gave of their time and money. People at gas stations. I'm doing the required social media postings as per SOP, and some random dude who owns a plumbing company says, hey, I want to give you $20. I heard about what you're doing, man. I wish I could help. Here's some money. So that's the ride, and it's been hot. It was 118 in Yuma, a little balmy in the south, but I'll tell you what, man. What's been revealed to me on this trip is the best of the human condition. At this time in this country where we are inundated by the worst of everything anyone can offer, focusing on that and then being exposed to total strangers who are willing to give of themselves and understand that, there's someone who's leading and doing it for the right reasons, and they want to rally around that because people do want to be unified. I think you get that. I mean, we run plays out of the same playbook for the most part. So
you just kind of pulled a Forrest Gump. You're like, I just felt like riding, and everybody joined you. I mean, I went outside today, and there's 30 people out there out front.
Yeah.
And some of them you just met today, right?
Yeah. They just met him today. And, the guys from 22 Kill rode in here with us too, Jake and Justin, to support. They're laser focused on stemming veteran suicide as well, like Save the Brave. So it was nice to get those guys out here. And but yeah, total strangers just show up. I mean, in Meridian, Mississippi, we had like 50 bikers. Sometimes they'll hop on the highway and just like blast off for a couple miles. Truckers are honking their horn. Pete's got the truck with all the stickers, and the guys came down. So it's it's a little overwhelming, And we were talking before the show too. Is Chad asked me like, "Hey, how's the ride going?" Well, yeah, it's hot. It's physical. I don't have a windscreen on my bike, but at Apex in South Carolina, because that's why I started the whole thing, was to send Dave off, and the ride back was I don't know, they had a little different feel to it, just a little overwhelming, to be honest with you. I mean, just to see these people come out and support and donate to savethebrave.org, and Nick's keeping me posted of like online donations have increased. And also for Dave,
are they able to donate on savethebrave.org?
You can go online, go to savethebrave.org. You can click donate. You can do a recurring monthly donation or a one-time. And just people always want to know, where's the money go? Well, I'll tell you where. It goes to help veterans who are dealing with post-traumatic stress. It goes to our Gold Star families, and sometimes the families of those who have to deal in the tragic wake of veterans who've killed themselves. And we do that through offshore fishing in California. We have a great response rate, and we like to think that we're one of those organizations where 83 cents of every dollar goes to veteran programs. We don't take a salary. I don't make any money. I do this. He runs 2 businesses. Pete runs the podcast. I do a little writing, as you know. But that's where the money goes. So people always ask that question. I think you don't know who to give to. I like to think that Save the Brave is doing the right thing for the right reasons for the right people.
Yeah. .org. Don't forget, folks. .org.
SaveTheBrave.org.
Yeah. You went coast to coast, and all I got was this T-shirt. It's ridiculous.
He brought
booze.
really beautiful
did?
women. Also, did you see some of the ladies that showed up on their bikes
I don't
today?
know
One of them
women.
sitting
You
right
don't
here.
notice them? I'm sorry. I know, but
the
they were
gorgeous
so.
Robin
I mean,
Hicks.
it was a plethora
There was a plethora of gorgeous women.
of beautiful
How
ladies
did you say
also
I have a
writing and
plethora
supporting
when
him
you
as
know what a
well.
plethora is, Chad?
Yes. Do you know how much a plethora is? Would you say that I have a plethora of gifts? Oh,
Dude,
that's fantastic.
TV quotes, man. Like
TV
we could go
quotes.
all show and just
I
see.
know.
Yeah.
Hey.
And the ladies would be bored.
Pete, how you been doing?
Oh man, I've been good. How about you?
I'm good, buddy. It's good to see you. You got to visit some family across country, right?
Yeah, I finally got to see my daughter. We
That's
kept getting
good.
denied because of
Well, I've enjoyed watching the trip. Like, I've kind of been able to reminisce as you go and you post what cities you're in, because I think about things that either we've done traveling or, like, you were in Alabaster, Alabama.
Yes.
My 2 oldest daughters were born in Alabaster at Baptist Hospital, Shelby County. So, it's just kind of been reminiscent. It's been fun for me to watch the journey. And y'all have done a good job, Nick, and everybody just commenting, posting that stuff, putting it out there, documenting on social media. And you're okay to look at, too. I don't mind telling you. That if I could take a pill and be gay, I'd come to Temecula. If I could, I would.
That's sweet.
I mean that.
That's really sweet.
I've been coming for his wife.
You'd need
Anyway.
2 pills, first of all.
2 pills? 2 pills? Yeah. I don't know how to take that. I don't know if that means I'm so manly that it would take 2 to turn me gay, or I need 2 just to put up with you. I don't know how to take that, but I would do it. Literally, Mom. Literally. But I'm proud of what you did, and I don't mean that in any form of a condescending way. You took a tragedy, brought a big platform, and were able to use your voice to make something really significant and monumental out of this thing. And then the people you brought together. I mean, I was just out here talking with these guys, who these veterans that walk the bridge every month in Rowlett, and they're naming that bridge now in a memorial for these fallen soldiers and veterans. And it's just, you see the people that are out there, like you said, that want to do good.
Yeah.
Right? And they want to be unified. And I think people do.
Yeah. That was, let's say John Salerno.
Yeah.
John Salerno's doing that.
Give me the card. I took mine out of my pocket there.
The first memorial bridge and memorial park for veterans who are struggling with post-traumatic stress, and they're naming a bridge. They do the walk, and
badgeofhonor.com.
Yeah, that's monumental, and something that we just haven't seen of. So I mean, because this pandemic is consuming everybody. We get it, but these veteran issues, veteran suicide, is not stopping, and I couldn't forget about that. This cause, our nonprofit, SaveTheBrave.org, we can't stop raising awareness for what's going on, because the isolation is probably one of the worst things.
One of the worst things you can do.
People dealing with stress, and when I say people, I don't say veterans, because we don't own stress management. We don't own tragedy and trauma. Everybody deals with it. So I think sharing your story and being able to come out and use that, people can rally around that and feel comfortable. Like, man, it's all right to be kind of messed up, and understand that there's others willing to help you.
Yeah. And that's the thing, Chad Robichaud, Mighty Oaks, he sat right here and he said, look, my guys, they want to come in, they want to get the help. They're not worried about dying of a cold. they know that if they don't get the help, they're not going to make it another 10 days, right? So they're not worried about coronavirus or anything else. And even the VA is starting to isolate through telemedicine and those kind of things. And like the back of John's business card says, it's okay to not be okay, right? And that's what we try to hammer out to all you tough guys out there, especially folks in the Western world. Cowboys are the world's worst. They don't admit any form of weakness, right? They won't admit that they got any problems. And I come out and say, I've dealt with depression for a long time now, everything from having to deal with it medically and taking the pharmaceuticals and things like that to do it. And you can't go just talk to your friends because they're like, quit being a bitch.
Yeah.
And so it's tough, quit being a little bitch. Why are you sad all the time?
Yeah.
I tell people, I said, talk to God, talk to your therapist, talk to your doctor, talk to whoever you got to talk to, but get the help you need.
Well, let's make it more cool and more chic to say
I'm
that you're doing that. And I have to introduce you to Dr. Shauna Springer because she wrote a book called Warrior. A good friend of ours who's been on the show, Sebastian Younger, did a blurb for the cover. She sent me a box of books. I've never met her. And I started reading this book called Warrior, and she's a psychologist and just uses some great examples. And she says, we have to bring that in vogue to you say, oh, man, I get my cowboy hat steamed at this guy. You got to get his number. Or Natalie gets her nails done at this, and Steve gets his back cracked by John. Or, hey, I get my head shrunk by Doc Springer, and she's the best. When is that going to be cool? That it's now cool to say that because you have no problem recommending me to your nail or hair salon or to your.
You're exactly right.
We just gotta like. I would love to say, hey, here's my personal trainer. I'm in physical shape. This guy's my shrink. I have never been more laser focused and clear minded than before I started seeing this person. And there is absolutely no shame in that. But the stigma. And we had some first responders here earlier with cops, firefighters, Eric Hicks sitting right over there, veteran of the fire department up in Argyle. These guys see tons of trauma, compounded, and they compartmentalize and they put that stuff aside just like veterans do. Again, we don't own these terms. And they're worried about job security and getting benched from the cool jobs if they come out and say, hey, I'm just feeling a little edgy or anxious or I don't know. We can fix it.
And it is cool to do.
You're part of the solution, man.
I am.
I'm glad to know that you're reading another book.
Steve, I will tell that story when we come back. Hey, listen, everybody right now is looking for ways to save some money, especially right now. When's the last time you looked at how much you're spending every single month on your car insurance, your homeowner's insurance? Look, now's the time you need to check out, some of these things and see how you could save money. I recommend Gabi, and they will help you get a lower rate for the exact same coverage you already have. Gabi, G-A-B-I. They're going to take the pain out of shopping for insurance by giving you an apples-to-apples comparison of your current coverage with 40 of the top insurance providers like Progressive, Nationwide, Travelers, all the folks you've heard of. You just link your current insurance account, and in about 2 minutes on their website, you'll be able to see quotes for the exact same coverage you currently have. That's exactly what I did. Logged in with my current insurance provider, and within minutes, a whole bunch of competing coverage came up. And Gabi customers, they usually save about $825 per year on average. And if they can't find you the savings, then guess what? They'll reject you. They'll say, like, nope, you don't need us. And then you're going to have peace of mind and be able to relax knowing you already have the best rate that's out there. They're not going to sell your info, so no annoying spam or robocalls. It's totally free to check your rate. There's no obligation. Take 2 minutes this afternoon. See how much you can save on your car and homeowner's insurance. Go to Gabi, G-A-B-I, Gabi.com/watchchad, Gabi.com/watchchad. We'll be right back. You reach out to me, I can tell you how cool it is. My guy that I talk to on a regular basis, listen how cool this is. His name is Joe. All right, Joe has a beard that comes down about right here. Young guy, cool guy. He gets his tattoos over at Elm Street with Oliver, if you've ever watched, tattoo shows. He's tattooed all the way down, covered up, right? Every time we talk about whiskey, rides a motorcycle, drives a Jeep, and we go in there and we talk about how screwed up my head is. And it's the best thing in the world because I can be honest. I can say, he's not a therapist, but I can go in there and say, this works, this doesn't work, we need to adjust this. And it's as simple as that. This is something we need to fix. And he's like, yeah, well, we'll bump that up and see if that works. We'll take you off of that or whatever. And so it's just a couple of pills, and I take them. And I'm telling you, it makes all the difference in the world. And not everybody needs medicine. You know, not everybody needs that. Sometimes people can just talk through it. It's a communication therapy to do that. But, like, I have literally zero sense of shame in any of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every now and then when you're filling out a form, someone's like, well, what medications are you on? Maybe you don't want to tell them you're on Zoloft. But that's the old insurance agent in me that's going, I just don't want people to know there's something wrong.
Yeah.
But, but at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. Steve read your book. We were talking about your book to some guys this week and up in Oklahoma City, and Steve was talking about how that's the only book he's ever read in his life. And I said, well, Scott said he had to write one in order to read one.
That's high praise, man, coming from Party
I think
Foul.
I said it was like I wrote it and I say that because it was so easy to read. It was just simple. You know, it was simple. Marine Corps,
Yeah. Echo and Ramadi, great book.
Simple. Just
great book. I want to talk about this rifle that's sitting over here on the pub.
Yeah, let's talk about that because that's tied to the ride.
Yeah. So what's the goal in that thing? Because I know they built that here locally in DFW.
Well, we're lucky because the people that built it are sitting right across from us here in the studio. Eric and Robin Hicks and firefighter. We already introed him, but he built this amazing 5.56 custom rifle. And we've known each other a long time. I mean, we go way back. Was it 9 days now, Eric? So there's another great American family, not a veteran, but first responder. So he gets it. He's part of the tribe. And he says, I want to do something equally special. Because Marty Bryan up at Marty B's place in Bartonville, raising $5,000 for us and a shotgun barbecue was enough. He jumps in and says, I'm going to build this custom rifle. Can you send me the logo for your nonprofit at savethebrave.org and your book cover and your signature, and I'm going to build this thing, and you can auction it off. So,
how are y'all auctioning it off?
Well, I think right now we're going to keep the rifle here in Texas. Eric owns blackstonearms.com, and I think that rifle's not going for anything less than $5,000.
Right.
So we can sell raffle tickets. We'll set up it on blackstonearms.com. We can sell raffle tickets off to it. If someone sees the show or wants to make a bid, and all the proceeds go to savethebrave.org, helping vets. And
where would they go to make a bid? Do we have that set up yet?
We don't have it set up yet, but you can, if you're interested, like if there's someone watching the show between now and then, and they're interested and they want to make a bid of $5,000 and start bidding, they can do it on Instagram. They can DM us SaveTheBrave.org on Instagram. But Eric's the owner of the weapon; he's going to have it. But we'll set up a formal site, but it's going to be through BlackstoneArms.com. So we want to have everybody see what great work he's doing. Not just the talent, I mean the craftsmanship and the artistry that goes into putting a weapon like that together.
Yeah,
which is way sexier than anything Marines ever carry.
All right,
but man, I tell you again, just it's nuts, dude. Like we would stay at their house, we're having drinks, and I'm all sweaty and gross, and I asked Robin, I go, "Hey, Robin, can I do some laundry? Because you're on the road, you're all." You know how it is. They don't have laundry in hotels even anymore. And I said, yeah, just point me in the right direction. She says, no, I got it.
Yeah.
Who does that, man? Awesome people, that's who.
That's right. I bet that bandana's like permanently part of your forehead now. Like you'll never be able to get it off. You look good.
My hair's still here, man. It's just it's a you got I got a full face helmet I put on. So every stop, my hair's a little askew. So I just stuck this in my pocket.
Yeah, but you have good hair. It pisses me off.
You may not need the gay pill. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, I know pretty when I see it. There's no question about that.
Hey, here's something else, too, because you introed the show with talking about diversity with Candace, and we're joking about that. But one of the other great things through this ride and everything we do is really, I think, educating the public on what's going on with the social climate, what we're still dealing with in the veteran space. But understand that the veterans in the U.S. military make up less than 0.5% of the entire American population. Yeah. For those of you that don't even know how many people live in your own country, it's 333 million, all right? Less than 0.5%. Yet within that group, we have the most diverse makeup of racial, ethnic, religious, sexually oriented personnel, and we all come together focused singularly on one thing: mission accomplishment and winning. And right now, with everything that's going on, I think everyone, again, is well served to take a page out of that playbook and apply it. Because just like you, God, thank God, running for governor of the state of Texas, and it's all about leadership and talking about things that are real. And every time we talk on the phone or text or do a show, it gets more real because you learn personalities, and we're lucky to be surrounded by a lot of smart people, because let's face it, we're like, that's the secret to our success, is surrounding ourselves with smart people. I mean, Pete, I make no mistake, is the brains of the outfit right there. I mean,
Steve is
love him.
Wrong.
But I'm just saying is that
he's a real driver.
We were lucky to be exposed to that for me, 24 years in the Marine Corps, others just a shorter period. But I think that, I mean, that's something I just like to share. I think people lose perspective with the fire hose of mainstream media that they have to digest. They're not seeing the whole picture.
Well, it's not the real world. Yeah. The stuff that the TV's trying to tell you this is the real world is not the real world. I mean, just think about it. The news isn't real. I mean, because they're going to show the worst of the worst of the worst, right?
Yeah.
Hollywood obviously isn't real, and so many, and then even reality TV. You watch reality TV, well, that's majority scripted, right? In order to create entertainment. So we're getting bombarded, and social media isn't real either. Yeah. I mean, we got everything from selfie filters. For our pictures, we can make ourselves skinnier. We can do all kinds of things on our phone, right? So, and then the stuff that people say and the arguing and the fighting back and forth, that's not the real world.
Well, you travel a lot, so what's a good, because this ride, you don't have to ride 4,600 miles of experience or travel around the country, but you see the reality when people come up to you. Like, what's a great example, a recent one from you?
I will paraphrase something here. Mark Twain basically said, he said it more eloquently. He said, nothing destroys travel like prejudice, and nothing destroys prejudice like travel. And what he meant by that is, if we get out and you get around people, the more you travel, you realize that people are really just kind of the same wherever they go, right? Yeah. So we were in Oklahoma this past weekend, right? And the place is just covered up with homeless people. I've seen a bigger influx in so many of these cities through this coronavirus thing. And I don't know if it's, what I think is happening is your average daily out on the street people, they're not out on the street without a purpose, right? But who is out on the street are these homeless people, because they're always there. You just don't see them as much, right? Because they kind of get lost in the shuffle of all the other people that are normally out there. Yeah. So now it's becoming glaringly more obvious. So I had people who were saying, hey, why do we have so many homeless people in these cities now? And I'm like, they've always been there. You just haven't noticed them because you're seeing everybody else too. Now that that's taken away, you're seeing reality. And I think that is something that people have got to realize, is what we're seeing isn't necessarily reality out there. So, yeah, I mean, I got a card last night. I just did 6 shows in 4 nights. The people working in the club. This was a real nice personal touch from this Bricktown Comedy Club in Oklahoma City, which was becoming one of the premier comedy clubs in the entire nation. We had a ton of people that came through the doors and hung out and had laughs. When it was over with, they handed me a greeting card from them, and I opened it up back in the green room, and it was signed by everybody that worked at the club.
Oh, man.
Everybody that worked at the club.
Yeah.
Hispanics, whites, blacks, Asian. I mean, everybody that worked at the club. They all had a nice little note to say about my shows. It wasn't anything about, we disagree with your politics. It was like, I loved this joke you told, or this story, or this song you sung. And I thought, at the end of the day, it's not that hard to set aside differences. I don't think everybody working at that club agreed with me on if they watched this show or whatever. They don't have to.
Yeah, no, they don't have to.
But that's something right there. That's the real world, is somebody who says, I'm going to take an extra second, an extra minute, and figure out something that I can say to you that maybe I put a little thought in how I'm going to communicate with you. And it makes a big difference because what we're talking about here, you don't know, you have no damn idea what somebody's going through.
No,
you
don't know who they are.
You don't know who they are. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know if they're on their last, they might be going home to write a note and eat a bullet. You don't know what that person's going through. And just a little bit of an uplifting conversation with the contagious emotions. Smiles are contagious. You smile at me, I smile back at you. We do it with total strangers all the time. Joy is contagious. Happiness is laughter is contagious.
Yeah. I put it in two categories. And we're lucky to have a diverse group of people with our organization, and just as veterans, but you either love or hate, man. There's just really the word racism doesn't really exist. I mean, you've got bad apples, and I don't say that to marginalize bad actions, but people that just are bad people, and they may need help too, to be quite honest. But we see it in black and white, love or hate. And that's really the driving factor of understanding, what's going on within your own groups. And you can't always expect to affect everyone. It depends on the platform you have. And even if you're like at the top of the media spectrum, you're still not going to influence everybody. But when you connect with those people in the small towns and the communities and the clubs you're in, or like the gas station story I was telling you about,
right? Some
guy owns a plumbing company, and he sees us doing the social media and gives us $20-$40, man. Like, that's awesome. That dude, man. I wish I remember his name right now. I'm so bad.
Hang tight for a second. We're going to take a quick break, come back, talk about it some more. I think this thing looks good on me right here. Yeah? Sexy.
You could add that to your collection today.
I could?
We're talking to Eric Hicks right over there at Blackstone Arms.
Yeah? Oh.
Yeah.
Just your size.
It's a sexy beast. It really is. It's got a nice, it's like it's snuggleable. It's snuggleable. It's snuggly soft.
Oh.
I know I got Chad on email distro list, but we can make sure you get taken care of.
I do want to encourage people to bid. I mean, there's folks out there who want to get involved, and they're always talking about they're going to, and I hear people say, well, I just wish I had this or that. Do it. I promise you. If you want to, let's say you're not making a lot of money right now. Everybody's got it rough through this coronavirus stuff. I mean, we got 51 million people that are unemployed. I always tell people, I say, look, one of the things when I was broke, I still found a way to give.
Yeah.
Broke.
Pete, I don't want to quote Pete anymore because Pete's sitting right here, but I learned something. He shared this with me. This is sage advice. And what your philosophy on charity, Pete?
It's not supposed to be easy. The problem was easy to solve. It is solved. It's got to be hard. So when we're on the highway, it's 110 outside, and he's burning up hot. Yeah. Like that's when you say, we're doing it right. It's hard.
Yeah.
There's nothing good that comes unless there's some adversity to it. Whether you're building a muscle or building your brain, I mean, you don't learn in the easy times, right? And you plant corn. Planting corn, that's work, right? You got to go out there. You got to break that soil. You got to put those seed in there. But guess what you get out of it? A whole lot more corn. And if you're planting the corn, you get more corn. And I say that about money too. You gotta be giving. You got to be generous.
Yeah.
The only requirement, in my opinion, is you got to have some. It's got to make you happy to do it.
Yeah.
You build a house. Why do you do it? To live in it. But at the end of it, you look back and it makes you happy that you built something. Yeah. And that's what you've done. That's what Pete's doing. That's what Nick's doing. That's what all these guys at Blackstone. Did I get it right, Blackstone? Got it right? Yeah, I thought I did. I always second guess myself.
BlackstoneArms.com. Yep.
Look at that sexy beast, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I love that desert olive. Just makes me want to go out there and.
It's all custom.
Jihadi with my
you call
body,
it Cerakote. Cerakoted, durable. It's got the Save the Brave logo on one side. It's got the book cover on the other, and my signature. It's one of a kind. And it's also, most importantly, got
things I'm noticing now.
The names of our fallen brothers etched on the upper receiver right there on the rail mount. Yeah. It's such a special such a special thing, man.
Yeah, you can see the names that are there. You got the Save the Brave logo. And on the other side, you got Echo and Ramadi. Even spell Ramadi right. Fantastic. That'd be something Steve would mess up.
Easy now.
He think it's like Ramada
Spell
Inn.
check.
Ramada Inn.
Oh, it is Ramadi.
Echo in Ramada Inn. Steve's made a few echoes at Ramada Inns.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
Joe Ligotti used to butcher the name of the book. Our next guest, Major Scott Huesing, Echoes from Ramaldi, is in the studio with us today. And Joe Ligotti, the big guy from Boston, he knows I love him, man, but
That's funny.
every time it was something different.
I just like Scott Huesing. Scott Huesing.
He'd promote me and demote me. He'd be like, Sergeant Major Scott Houston, Echo of Ramada Inn.
You know what I miss? I miss us going over to the restaurant, having a nice dinner and drinks, staring at each other over candles.
Gazing.
Yeah, gazing. A lot of gazing. That's how generous I am, Pete.
I know. I feel like this was fortunate we could get together again and do the show and talk about the ride and reconnect. And, you know, we run into so many of the same people. But whenever we get the chance to hang, and then, you know, I got to hit the road. And I got another 430 miles to do today. So these guys all ride me in today. And then I have to hit Pecos by whatever, nightfall. And then I got people riding me across the border in New Mexico. American Legions and VFWs, like, they're riding me across the country, New Mexico into Arizona, and then Tucson is picking me up, and then some of my Gold Star moms, Blue Star moms are coming down, and we're doing a little fundraiser there at 1912 Brewing, and then, but yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if we could just hang out and go get beers like we always do. But
yeah. Well, I want you to come here. It's not great. Our governor's kind of shut down the state a good bit. It's kind of hard to go out and just
Gavin
get a
Newsom.
decent drink. You got Gavin
They make
Newsom.
us sleep in masks up there.
Yeah. Somewhere out there, some beta male soy boys are saying, we need to put this mask on before intercourse. Did you see the video the other day of that couple that were kissing with the masks on?
Yes.
They were making out
I'm
like
so
somebody was
glad I
videoing.
did
They didn't
not.
know anybody was watching them, and they were over there just kind of kissing on each other with the masks on. That's how stupid this world has become. And now here we were talking about the best in people. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, when you see the best in people, it really magnifies the worst in people. It
does. Yeah.
It's really brutal, man. SaveTheBrave.org. And if you haven't read Echo and Remedy,
Joe Ligotti.
by Scott Huesing,
The guy from Boston.
make sure you get that thing.
And a portion of the proceeds go to SaveTheBrave.org.
You think when you get home, you're just going to crash out and be done for a while?
It's
I mean, you got to be exhausted.
it's been a physical ride. The emotional part of it has been great. Meeting people keeps you energized on the road and all that. But
Don't wreck.
No. Well, there's two types of riders. Those have been hit, and those are going to get hit. I'm already in the club. I've been hit by a car 8 times.
Jeez.
Twice
Okay.
walking, twice on a bicycle.
Let's call
twice
this
on
a
my
finale.
motorcycle.
Let's call this like the last
Maybe you should
ride.
just stay out of the street.
Yeah. Yeah. One of them was parked. I wrecked a bike as a kid. I hit a parked car.
Yeah, we're lucky, and again, Pete is right behind me. He's in the safety vehicle. Although he's gotten a couple demerits, busted him. He left me in a rainstorm with my cell phone in his car as he took off. I'm like, where is Pete going?
And you're just stuck under a bridge
It was
somewhere?
no. I kept riding through the rain, zero visibility, and it happens.
Looking for car number 9.
I got
Yeah.
a demerit too. What I get a demerit for?
Laundry.
Laundry. I left Pete. I did not do Pete's laundry for him.
I'll do your laundry. No, he didn't.
At Barksdale Air Force Base. Because, it was a little like wind blown or something. And he goes, I'm just going to leave my laundry in here if you're going to do laundry. And I didn't do it.
Attaboy.
That's a demerit.
You're
So
such a dude.
I did my laundry, though, so I blue falconed him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You're just now finding out, and I'm glad I brought the
All my
rifle
dirty
over
laundry
here.
after you invited me to join my laundry with yours.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I did
Double
laundry.
Everything came out pink. Because Scott left one pair of underwear in there.
I left my
his bandana.
bandana.
Red
in
He
there.
left his thong,
I washed all Pete's whites with my bandana.
with his lacy panties. Hey, did you ever sell those panties? Did you ever sell your underwear?
No, I know. I should have countered with a really high offer, but
So this guy asked if he could buy Natalie's underwear.
Used
the other day.
underwear.
Used underwear. And she said no. And I'm like, everything has a price.
I was like,
you could have let Party Foul Steve wear them for a couple of hours and sent those to him.
I probably would.
Yeah, for a fee.
Do you get a lot of rando requests like that?
Yeah, I've gotten some pretty interesting requests over the years.
Yeah.
That I have not had that one before. But I just said negative.
What's wrong with people?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's wrong with people? They need to get out and ride and do fun things and breathe some fresh air.
It did come from Scott
Hustling?
You should invite that guy to studio.
Scott Hustling.
We'll just like dogpile him. We'll like roll him up in that carpet.
In the carpet.
Butt stroking with Eric's.
He sleeps with the fishes.
Eric's rifle, man.
I feel like that guy in St. Louis, that was protecting his house,
Yeah.
He's out there and he's holding it out here like this, flagging everybody. And his wife. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Hey,
do what you got to do.
Do what you got to do, man. Yeah.
People get so mad at me when I'm like, people talk about, well, their gun should have been in a safe. I mean, like, no, that's why we have them.
Yes.
That's why we have them.
That's why I love being in Texas too, because I always get surrounded by what I believe is more my culture. And I told you, like I would like to get a fake ID just so I can vote for you.
Well, we're going to do mail-in ballots.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Democrats do that anyway. You're good.
We're going to, trust me, we're going to take a page out of the playbook.
Yeah.
Out of the left's playbook. We're going to the governor's mansion,
Yeah.
my friend. It's going to be the house of the people.
I just love coming down here because it's guns and booze everywhere, and I'm always surrounded by love.
I'm going to Texas Gun tonight, and I'm shooting.
Yeah.
Y'all hang tight. We'll be right back. So, what you guys do at Marty B's? Y'all had a big event, huh?
Marty B's place in Bartonville. Fancy Tansy Turner.
One of my favorites.
She's the event coordinator there, and she put it all together. We did a VIP book signing, which was cool because we talked. Like, I don't have a bunch of books laying around my house. Authors don't, and but they say, hey, can you get some books? And Nick had a few. He had a box of books, and then I go to my neighbor's house, Jimmy Fitzpatrick, who's a FMX motocross icon. Fitz Army, Metal Militia. You've seen them. They jump and flip the bikes. They're crazy. Yeah. I go by to get a ramp for the bike, just in case of emergency to put in Pete's truck. And his mom, Gail's there. And I tell her what we're doing, riding across the country. And she says, hey, do you need some more books? So Mama Fitz gave me a box of books because I was supposed to speak to her women's group. So anyway, we go to Marty B's place in Bartonville, Texas, right up the road here. And had 75 people that have like a little VIP thing, sold tickets, quick event, right? Just perfect. We didn't have any notice, but he opened his whole restaurant up to us, didn't charge us anything, it was, and we got up on stage, and then afterwards he says, we got to do this again next year.
Yeah. You got to make it an annual thing. I'm in. I'm on board. Save the Brave.
You can ride next year.
Man, I ain't riding. SaveTheBrave.org. SaveTheBrave.org. Get over there. Go follow Echo and Ramadi on social media, Instagram, all the good places that are out there. Get out there and find ways. Donate. And own this rifle, y'all. Own this rifle. WatchChad.com is where all the fun stuff is as well. Thank you for joining us. Scott Huesing, I love you, pal. And we love y'all. God bless you. Talk to you next time. Bye.